Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting wabbits.
In a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the
Rabbit Hole Podcast.
Live from underground.
It's me. It's you can silly fuck up redo.
Guy. Silly fuck up redo. We have to redo everything we do because we are bad. I mean, it's episode 2, so it's
because we're professionals.
This is just episode 2. It's
Professional streamers, man.
we are professional streamers. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the.
For a living.
Welcome.
For a living, but like, yeah. Okay, Mako, count down before you started. Count down before you started.
No. I'm never. This is one thing. This is one thing for you guys to know. I am never going to count down and tell you when I start recording, because I'm always recording for a few seconds beforehand, because I want to get some sort of weird reaction out of you guys, not knowing that I'm recording until I say, "Hello, everybody. Welcome to the."
Last episode where I basically
Yes.
I want to shoot myself.
Exactly.
I want to shoot myself.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Podcast. This is episode number 2. We got some interesting things going on here today. My name is Mr. Mako 102, and I am joined by these beautiful people here. Also, a bunch of beautiful freaking streamers in their own right. But let's go ahead and start with them.
My name's Joe Vanek. I hope you guys know me.
Certifier here.
Die?
Cool. Okay. My name's Rico.
Rusty?
I am. Wait, what?
Wait, you introduced.
Cheese first. Okay. I'm
You're-
Rusty.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, and today we are also joined by the fabulous streamer RyanCheeseum. Everybody clap?
Yeah.
Yay! Hold on, RyanCheeseum on Twitch.
You gotta have like a button for applause.
Like a button for. Yeah, we need. I mean, last week he said he wanted the fucking laugh track. Laugh! And then now we need the applause button. Did you invite Little Cat?
I don't have him on my friends list.
Oh.
Rustic, it's not that hard to get him as a friend. It's not hard to get him as a friend. It's legit, like saying.
Wait. Are you saying they're easy?
You're easy?
Fuck it. I love it. This is all going on. I'm drinking straight from the bottle. Fuck it.
Straight from the bottle.
Do this.
All right.
Hey, everybody! If you're drinking, watching this, cheers.
Cheers. All right. So let's start off with we got a couple different regular topics that we have, other than the majority. I just opened up a Discord and went straight to NSFW.
Wow, Mako.
I didn't mean to. I was just trying to pull up my notes.
Please tell us more.
I can't. I'm not right now. But okay. The big corona outbreak that is going on right now. We are now another week into it. Last week I said we were up to 120 something in my state. Now we're up to 310. The state below me is up to 1,200 already. So yeah. And then we got some people not actually reporting their numbers correctly, so there's more cases out there than what there actually is counted. And Shred, would you just sit down?
My body was sideways.
Fucking calm down. I thought you were gonna say my body is ready.
In a chair and I'm still sitting.
The Olympics have been pushed back to 2021.
Yeah, Olympics have been pushed back till 2021 because of the fucking pandemic. That's kind of
Because of the
insane.
pandemic. Which
I think
is
it's the first time in history that happened.
Yeah.
For someone who was recently in Japan, they were pushing the Olympics hardcore. Like everywhere you went, they were prepping for the Olympics, doing a whole bunch of work. English.
Yeah.
Everywhere I went in Tokyo, it was English. I had no problems, which is something that's really new, relatively new. And something that's also relatively new is the ability to use credit cards over there. Because,
Yeah, usually it's only cash.
yeah. So, for this to get pushed back, I'm not sure if this
Wait.
is really going to hurt their economy, or if this is going to
I mean, the entire world's economy is fucking dropping right now.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, the entire world's economy is fucked.
We're heading into a fucking economic crisis.
It's gonna be kind of
Yeah,
it's gonna
recession.
I believe it's gonna be
I don't
worse
know
than
the
the Great
fucking name.
Depression, maybe. If it keeps down spiraling, what it is.
Maybe not, because it's gonna be for like a couple months, and then everything should pick back up.
That's what
So
we're
I don't think
hoping
it's gonna
anyway.
be that. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that awful. But like, from what I heard, it's from what I researched, the pandemic is kind of like a flu. So there's not really a way to get a vaccine for it. So there's it's probably just reoccur every once in a while, every like couple years or so.
You should be coming.
Well, there is
Just
vaccines for
fucking
the flu.
scary.
They have flu vaccinations every year. There's a new one.
The flu is a sickness that it's a virus that just keeps on evolving. It just mutates every year or so.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for the COVID. That's why it's terrifying.
Oh, did you hear about over in, I forget which, it was in one of the Middle Eastern countries, like thousands of people are hospitalized and quite a few have died from. So they believe, somebody thought they had the miracle cure.
Oh
for
yeah, I saw
coronavirus,
that.
But it was like industrial grade alcohol. I forget what exactly it was. Methanol, thank you. Yeah, industrial grade methanol.
Jesus, and they were just injecting that into people.
No, they were drinking.
Oh.
They're drinking gasoline.
Yo, I'll you know what? I'll drink some gasoline on that. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah.
That's kind of a.
But that just shows how desperate people are.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong. There's just
I mean, have you ever seen have you ever seen the drug that's called crocodile?
No.
Oh yeah, I have.
think it's,
I know what you're talking about.
It's like it's like heroin mixed with like gasoline, and like people inject that, and because gasoline is so fucking potent, it just like melts through skins and shit. Like it's awful. Like it's the same thing. You're just ingesting some kind of fucking like fuel.
It's literally snake oil, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, I know this is a really weird topic, but I just keep picturing that moment when fucking Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin are just sitting there drinking gasoline. Like, literally drinking gasoline. To find your car, we must think like a car. So they're sitting there just drinking gasoline at his gas pump.
Oh
Fucking stupid.
Oh my god, that's dumb.
Oh my god.
But
Oh my god.
I heard about the death rate right now in America.
yeah,
It's like 1,100.
yeah.
in America.
There's a lot of
Isn't-
crap going on
Doesn't
right now.
America lead
And
in
it's
the
still
number
going.
one infected?
Yeah, now it's called
Yep.
the Freedom Flu.
It's called the Freedom Flu. It's no longer the Chinese virus. We are the Freedom Flu.
Are we pulling a French fries out on here? Are we literally pulling a French fries instead of calling it French fries? We're calling it freedom fries.
Freedom fries. There you go.
Fucking god.
Oh my god.
That is so stupid.
I invited
I mean,
little kid.
Yeah, he's here. I see him.
He's here.
He's here.
we're on this side, little cat.
Little guy.
But 113,000 cases right here in the USA.
In America only. And to put it in perspective, in the whole world there's like 300,000 cases. So just America has a third of those.
America has the third.
That's
Sorry. We are up to now 124,385. But yes, that's how many confirmed cases that we have. But as we take a look at this, take a look at these numbers. Recovered, we have 3,231. So that means over 100,000 people, 120,000 people are sick right now. 2,211 have died. Italy, they had 92,472 confirmed cases. 12,000 have recovered, and 10,000 have died. So, I don't know if these numbers are, okay? Because it's just...
Wait, so Italy has more deaths, but less people infected? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's probably the gun. It has to be the guns.
Wow, and they've also been self-quarantining.
Must be the
Over
guns.
here, where our whole Michigan has been locked down, but nobody's listening right now. So you see kids bored as fuck riding their bikes up and down the streets and shit, and people are still driving their cars. Of course, there is they did say there's a little bit of permission to travel to get supplies if needed, like food and stuff like that.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
What? A little cat, Jesus!
Yeah, no, little cat's just in Nero's lap.
Alright. So, I haven't seen much, it's just, there's just a lot of shit going on around the world, guys. Listen, if you're watching, just be careful out there, guys. Stay safe. Be clean. Don't be going up and breathing anybody. Don't be...
Yeah, don't be touching your face.
Don't be touching your
Have you
face.
seen the things where these people would okay, there was a stupid video where this guy licks an entire line of deodorant, and then there was another case, I forget where,
no, that
where
guy,
this woman came over and coughed on a
he got
bunch of
arrested,
food,
right?
And they had to
Yeah, I'm
throw
pretty
out
sure that
food.
guy got arrested.
Both people got arrested.
I mean,
And
of
they're getting
course.
tried for 26 counts.
Good.
Of course.
It's like the same thing when people
That's-
taking ice cream and licking it, you know?
That's what you get for being a
Yeah.
fucking
It's
moron.
basically like, no, but they're yeah, I know.
Yeah, what was that
deserve
trend
it,
with people
and-
licking ice cream?
I saw
don't know,
that
I
trend. It was stupid.
just seen on Twitter.
It was it was that Miranda Grande girl, just like the donut.
Miranda Grande.
Have you heard of the coronavirus challenge?
She licked a donut and then.
I swear to God, what is that?
Oh yes, I'm going to lick this donut.
Yeah, I saw that.
You want it?
Yeah, and then there was some people who are licking their hands and smearing it on objects and stuff.
Fucking people
The
are
corona fucking challenge
idiots.
is like stupid.
See,
Corona challenge. How long can you be stupid until you get arrested?
Right.
This is why America is leading
Yeah.
cases now.
I mean, you're not
I seen
wrong.
the
Because
most-
we're all fucking idiots.
I have seen the most fitting hashtag on Twitter. It was hashtag COVIDiot.
Covidiot. That's great. That's great.
COVIDiot.
All right. So we are 13 minutes into the show this far. We've gotten some of the corona things out of the way. So this week's episode is going to be kind of fun today, ladies and gentlemen. I have a story for you. And this has been something that I have been working on all week, actually. Ah! Sorry. But I didn't know I can still do that. But this is a story that I have been working on most of this week. Today, I'm going to be teaching you about the very first mass murderer in the United States. We're going to be going back in time to September 6, 1949, and the walk of death at the hands of Mr. Howard Unruh. It's kind of a weird name, you know? But, So to start off our story off, we're going to be going to the beautiful place known as...
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at your syntax. To start off our story off.
Oh, my bad. Just... to start our story off... Shut up. To start our story off, we're going to be going to the beautiful place known as Camden, New Jersey. Yeah, dude. Fucking Camden, New
shit.
Right. Jersey.
It's Jersey. Everybody walking around with their fucking stogies.
Jersey.
It's Jersey.
I can't do that. I can't do the accent. No.
Well, Unruh. Jersey. Well, Unruh was the son of Samuel Simply Unruh.
Shores. My name's Yim.
And they're fucking just walking around with it. I mean, we're like fucking I mean, this is fucking 1949. You're going around talking like that, you will get fucking shot.
People talk like that. Have you heard?
People do. Yeah, people do talk like that. Still.
In 1939.
Another accent a little bit.
Yeah, 1939.
Yeah, no, there was slang and there was slang and.
I mean, it's America. It was probably slang in like the fucking 1202 something.
America didn't exist in 1202.
I don't fucking care. That's the joke. Jesus.
Unruh was the son.
Little.
Are you ready?
Yeah, be careful what you say, buddy.
You illiterate shithead. Now listen to me.
Listen to me. Did you pass history?
I didn't.
Because I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'm also not under contract, so Canadian.
This is a piece of American history, alright? He's also Canadian,
I also didn't care about school.
Canada. I learned about Canada in my school.
Joke's on you, I didn't.
Wait, you didn't? I didn't learn about my own country.
Okay, Mako. Go on.
Unruh was the son. Every time I say this sentence, somebody cuts me off. Apparently, I'm not allowed to talk about Mr. Howard Unruh. Alright.
I mean, dude, there's fucking 6 people in this room. I mean 7, but...
I mean, you're not wrong.
I remember what that is.
Unruh was the son of Samuel Shimley Unruh and Phaedra E. Volnir. He had a younger brother, James, and they were raised by their mother. After, like... Now listen, this is something that's common today, but what wasn't common back then is that Howard's mother and father got a divorce. Which, like, back in 1949, or 1939, this is kind of, not heard of back then. You always said that you had those baby boomers. This is almost, you were almost getting to the time of the boomers. But, like, it was really weird for this case. His father was a dredger, and then after they separated, his mother went to be a packager. These are both jobs that don't exist in America today. Oh, yes, honey, I come in and I have been dredging all fucking night long. Anybody, here's a little piece of trivia. Anybody know what dredging is?
Judge Dredd?
I slightly remember the word. I don't remember exactly what it does.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
You
fell asleep over there?
No, wait. So should you be sitting next to Cheese?
Did you fall asleep during the last recording?
No.
Almost.
You fell asleep during class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now,
how was I able to decipher that?
Now, in school, Howard wasn't too bad of a boy. He didn't really stand out as being someone that is aggressive. He didn't really stand out to being anything else. He was a churchgoer. But he was a churchgoer, but at the same time, he was also homosexual. In a time where homosexuality was illegal in America. So.
That's what a dredger
Wait,
no.
One thing about that, a lot of like old times serial killers were homosexual because back then it was not seen as like right in the head, and it was like confusing them. There's a lot of serial killers that were actually homosexual back in the days.
Oh yeah.
So.
And there was a lot of them that were just pure fucking evil.
But yeah, I mean, I know it's not colorated. It's not. I'll just say it. It's not like linked. It's not linked in like any stretch. It's just that a lot of serial killers were actually homosexual.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Unruh graduated from the Woodrow Wilson High School, and in the yearbook, they said that his nickname was Hal. It was Hal. His nickname was Hal, which kind of, it makes sense. Howard, Hal. Are we just gonna start calling him Ward? Hey, Ward, how you doing today?
Yeah, but why would you also call him Hal?
Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, Hal. Fuck, that's a fucking hard sentence to say. Hey, Hal, how you doing? Hey, Hal, how you doing
today, brother?
Hey, Ward. Come over here and pop my wart. Stuck in between my ass cheeks. I can't get it out.
Grab them tweezers, please.
Here. Right there.
Okay. Can we get off that fucking pop my wart? Okay, yeah.
Let's continue.
So, I've been confirmed Hero does not like popping warts.
No, I don't care. I don't think they want to hear that.
Now, in this time, I think this is where some of the inspiration for him actually started coming because in high school, some of the people that went to school with him said that he was kind of a person that would throw the religion at you. And just, he would try to be that dominating type figure, sitting here, at the names of the Lord Jesus' name in Christ, you must read this book, and just throw down a fucking Bible or something. He was that kind of a person, even though he was homosexual.
Have you ever been hit by a Bible? It's heavy as fuck.
You're not wrong.
Have you?
No.
That's a good question. Have you?
Damn. Look, those Bibles have some hard covers, man.
Yo, imagine
Not the only thing that's hard.
running around the school throwing Bibles at people.
It's the Oprah Winfrey of fucking churches. You get a Bible. You get a Bible. You get a Bible. You get a Bible.
Just imagine at some point you're so scared of Bibles that you open your freaking your desk and there's a Bible just there and you're like.
Here's a Bible! Who put this here?
Just like, it's that hell. Oh, damn, that hell.
Alright.
Oh, shit, here we go again.
You be putting Bibles everywhere.
So here's where the story gets interesting.
Oh my God.
Now this either sparked him to do what he did later on, or he was was so manipulated that he felt that he needed to do this. So, on October 27th of 1942, he enlisted into the U.S. Army and was drawn into service for World War II. He was fighting in some of the big battles against Nazi Germany, and this is what was really weird about his time in the U.S. Army. Sometimes after a big battle, all of the guys, they come back and they're like, hey, let's go out and get some whores. They're going to go fuck. Howard? No, he would stay back, and he would either read his Bible or write in this little journal. And in this journal, he would put every single person that he killed that day, how they were laying after he killed them, and he would take a little piece of their clothing with him after he.
Jesus.
Done that. He would sit there.
Go home and sniff them.
Yeah, he would sit there and write down.
I mean, okay.
That sounds like some fucking yandere stalker shit.
Try and keep sanity. Like,
I mean, he was
understand it.
Kinda like it was.
I think you missed the part where he became a serial killer. He lost his sanity a while ago.
Like what?
I know, but like still.
See what was weird about this to me? Like he was holding these as trophies. Like, he was proud of what he was doing. Some guys, they come back from the war, they have PTSD. They feel regret because we as humans, we don't feel the need to kill another human being. Unless you're fucking crazy like that.
Fucking hell over there, and he's like having the clothes, and he's like...
Yeah, like, the rest of the guys, they come back from like getting their feel for today, getting like, you know, fucking around, and they're like how what are you doing, man? Why are you not coming with me? I'm fine. I'm just doing my studies. And he'd be sitting there like fucking writing down every fucking little note of what the person was reading, how they were laying after they died, what color their eyes were. He was really into this, and he was using this he was a Bible person, yes, but this man loved to kill. And the United States Army just kind of like I'm not narking on the Army, we have a few people that are watchers who was in the Army. Darth Wally, for example, he's in the U.S. military. Like, this is back then.
Barkeeper is military.
A
lot of the guys I was hanging out with yesterday were military.
See, like, exactly. So there's a lot of people that's.
So I got to hear some really interesting Navy stories.
Yeah, see, and like the military and stuff like that that they do whatever they can. See, in this case, the military just acted for Howard as a place of, he became a robot, and he was ready to kill anything that he could possibly get his hands on, and he done relatively well as a soldier. But then after World War II ended, like, put this into perspective. So far, throughout the course of Howard's life, he has been told what he had to do to achieve these goals and stuff like that. Because, you know, he went through all of high school, then after he got out of high school, he went straight into the military and was told what to do in the military. And now they're just like, thank you for your service. Go have fun in the world.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you for your service. Here's a paycheck. Have fun.
And now he's got to figure out what he wants to do in his life. And this is the best time for the U.S. economy. The best time after World War II, everything's fucking skyrocketed. Everything was great. Jobs were everywhere. People were doing things that were like, baby boomers started having babies. This is the time of the boomer area, ladies and gentlemen. See?
Oh my god. I was thinking that.
And what was Howard doing? He moved back in with his mother, and he started collecting stamps and playing with model trains for 2 years. Didn't get a job, even though everyone else was out there working. Like, like this is the time. This is the best time to get a job. You could do something with your life, especially if you were in the military. But what was Howard doing? He was at home with his mother, collecting stamps, playing with all of his trophies from the world, from the war, and playing with model trains. And he turned his mother's basement into a makeshift gun range, and would sit there and practice shooting guns every night.
Well, at that point, I would have been fucking kicked out of my parents' home if I didn't have a job.
I'm pretty sure it's a telltale.
They'd
have me pay rent and shit. Tell sign, just like, oh yeah, I have a gun range in my basement. Okay, that's weird.
Cool. You want to go shoot at my gun range in my mom's basement?
Dude, you want to see my gun range? Yeah. Okay, step on that. Just sit before that hole.
You want to play Xbox? Oh, fuck. You want to play at my gun range?
Oh, geez,
Mom said it was my turn on the Xbox. Mom said it was my turn on the gun range.
See,
Mom said it was my turn on the Xbox.
It was my turn with the AK.
Okay, keep it.
Mommy, he's not giving me the deagle.
What the fuck?
I said it would break his wrists.
See, like, this is the thing. This training was just going to further help him for his eventual fate, because like his hobby was guns, and his marksmanship was deadly. He was honorably discharged at the end of the war, after which he returned to New Jersey to live with his mother.
Do you know how many confirmed kills he had?
It doesn't say, actually. I never found a thing how many confirmed that he had. Well, I can tell you that he did have 13 and injured 3. But that's not in the war. We'll get to that.
Oh shit.
He briefly found work as a sheet metal worker before enrolling at the Temple University in Philadelphia in the School of Pharmacy, but quit after a month, citing poor physical condition as a reason. After which, supported by his mother's income, working in a soap factory, he hung about the house, decorating it with his medals, reading his Bible, and practicing his shooting in the basement, which he turned into a practice range. So this is really weird. You know, all the neighbors are starting to see like this man was really like, he would dress up in all brown, like his entire suit was brown. He'd have his gun holstered into his pocket, and he would march around his fucking neighborhood.
That's a little odd.
I mean, it was starting to get really, really weird at this point. So
and people back then were dumb.
Exactly. Okay. So, as you all know, he was gay, but back then, you could you couldn't come out as being gay.
Yeah, no.
Because of the United States, it was illegal back then at this time, which is.
Well, even even still to this day, there's still Christians who are like, oh, them gay people. But I just gotta say,
even evangelicals, right? Going around, hey, put on this shirt that says "not gay," and you're not gay. Yay!
I mean, there's a lot of.
Just gotta say though.
How'd you say it? Extrasization going on? Is that a word? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Extradition.
Like they just like it's just no good for a lot of people like to go out plainly and just like hold hand with your boyfriend if you have one. Like people are just gonna give you looks.
Yeah, but I also just gotta say real quick though, nowadays, even my dad agrees with what I say on this. It's just if you feel like, if you're a Christian, if you feel like you need to go and tell a gay person they're like a piece of shit for being gay and you're gonna go to hell, you're not a Christian.
No.
The Bible also says in there twice it says twice apparently I found that treat others the way you want to be treated. So I'm like, all right, all you gay people, look, here's the thing to say to all these Christian people who say that you're gonna go to hell. Say, hey, you're gonna go to hell too, you know, because you're doing a sin right there. Everyone sins though, you know.
Quite honestly, I already feel like we're in hell.
Right. You're right.
There can be a gay Christian
To the Church of
because
the Spaghetti Monster.
excuse you.
Oh my god.
Right, so now we're getting into yeah, there is a church. There is a church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Okay, wait. Michael, finish your story. We're gonna talk about that after.
No. We have plenty of time. This story's, you can just keep whatever y'all talking about. Keep going.
Okay.
Because we have plenty of time.
There is a church. It's called Pastafarianism, and it's the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monsters, where their belief is that the brain of a human being is molded to look like a bowl of spaghetti.
Fucking lunatics.
It's eight shades of stupidity. Is exactly what it is.
Strainers on their heads.
And on Fridays they cannot go to work or school and have to dress as pirates. That is
you are a pirate. Yar har, fiddle me dick.
And they believe that heaven is filled with hookers and beers.
Jesus
that might be the only good thing about the religion. I think it might be the only good thing about that religion right there. Sign me up. I'm ready for my hooker.
This is legit. I had someone in school, back in high school, that I knew that was Rastafarianist, and he was like, I'd never see him on Fridays. Like, yeah, I can't go to school on Fridays. I have to dress as a pirate and go out to like the malls. Like,
dude, but that sounds like so much fun. Every pirate is a fucking pirate.
This was a religion that was made purely by fucking nerds that were just stuck in their mom's basement to the age of 40.
It was made as a joke, but so much people actually started like believing in this shit that they're like, Let's make it a
Oh,
real thing.
so like Mormonism, right?
If you actually believe
So
in that,
dumb.
I believe you're a lunatic. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
I was gonna say like fucking Scientology, but
fun?
Like,
As a
you got
joke,
you like.
not as an actual religion.
Well, Mormonism kind of fell into the same fate, which we'll have a whole series on that later on, and probably in season 2. But I'm still writing on that script. But there's a lot of things that just come up, and I would like to actually go back to see. Like, could you imagine, like me myself, like I know there's a lot of people who are religious, and like a lot of our friends are religious and shit like that. But me myself, I haven't been religious. I've actually fell out of the religion, like, base 7 years ago. I've been, it's been a long time since I've really believed in anything. But like, for me myself, like people, like what I believe, no matter what you believe in, you be yourself, and you treat upon others of how you want to be treated as well. Just how you like you were saying like about Christianity and shit like that. But like me myself, like you want to be gay, you be gay. You do your thing, man. It's like me myself, I don't care.
Fucking freedom. As long as you don't step on somebody else's freedom, just fucking go away.
Just don't be a Karen. Don't be like, you have to be gay because I want you to be gay.
Karen.
Give me all your toilet paper, you piece of shit.
What's up, Cheese? What's up, Cheese?
I think I'm fucked. I drank this whole entire bottle of fucking alcohol here.
Oh my god. You drank that entire bottle? We're only 36 minutes into this.
Wait, hey,
It was a big bottle too.
Dude, I just had a thought. Imagine being a furry with a fursuit on and just get transported fucking 400 years ago. You get hunted.
Oh my god. You'd be getting fucking hunted.
You'd either get hunted or you get worshipped.
Bitch.
Yeah. you just like spawn in the middle of fucking town. They're like,
dear lord.
It would be either, oh my gosh. It's like, no, cut them.
Okay.
400 years ago? No, 400 years ago.
The people who would worship that would also get fucking hung up on a cross and burnt.
Or as a witch.
Or as a witch.
Salem furry trial?
So, Salem furry trial?
I'm sorry if I end up losing my mind.
Apparently I'm really
you're fine.
It just keeps on sitting back.
I know.
Okay. Back to the story of Howard Unruh. So as you can tell, like when he was marching around and he became this character. Everybody just saw him as he's kind of weird, but he's harmless. Let him be, right? And that was a mistake on their part. But you know, like he had these neighbors. They were known as the Cohens. The Cohens owned their own little pharmacy, and they gave their son a trombone. And as the child was learning to play the trombone, this kind of irritated Howard. What Howard would do then was write their names down, and he put like little symbols next to them, saying, like, retaliate when necessary, or retaliate when possible. So he's already the
murder spree, isn't it?
He is writing down his list of the people who he wants to retaliate, but he doesn't know how he's going to retaliate them yet. He's just in his mom's basement collecting stamps and playing with model trains, writing down anyone that pisses him off, and just putting a little thing.
Also having a fucking gun range.
Oh,
yeah,
that too. It's like in those science fiction movies when like you enter a room, there's like all the pictures on the wall with like a map of the place with like fucking strings and like push pins in.
Detective movies. Wait, did you say science fiction or detective?
Like the pins are all connected.
So the
science fiction, detective movie, criminal movies, fucking whatever.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So Unruh. And like,
but it was before push pins were invented, so you couldn't do that.
You're not wrong. before the eventual killings, Unruh had jotted down 26 different names. These are people that he was going to retaliate, right? So in this case, his next door neighbors, like again, the trombone playing, they own their own pharmacy. They were good people, but they just found them aggravating, to say the least. So he would use their gate to get in and out from his backyard. Some days he would leave the gate wide open, letting dogs come in there and then go and get into their trash. You know, just stupid petty neighborhood war shit. This is a straight up neighbor wars at this point. And the kid with the trombone would play louder every night as he's sitting there trying to shoot his gun. And at this point it's just becoming a neighborhood war. His mother, sitting there, God love her heart. She was just like, if you're gonna do that to them, then I'm just gonna put you in a gate. She literally put out her own money to put in his own motherfucking gate. He is that fucking spoiled that he has to get his own gate to use instead of using the neighbor's gate. And so he took pride.
I mean, that's being a good mom, but that's also just not thinking about the fucking consequences. She's just spoiled and rotten.
This gate would prove to be the final straw here in a little bit. See, as you all know, he was gay, and it was a time that you couldn't be gay. So he was going out and he was finding these secret lovers. And this is like, he was going all the way to Philadelphia. And, you know, Philadelphia isn't that far from Camden, New Jersey, but still. He would go up to Philadelphia, like he was making trips so frequently that he had rented a hotel room for an entire month. He even contracted the clap. Like, he was out there getting it. I'm not gay. You cannot tell me that I am gay. You want me to suck your dick? I will show you that I will gag. I will gag.
Yeah. Well, I'm fucking drunk right now. My face is literally numb now.
Oh no.
I think that's from having a headset sitting on it for fucking how long?
Several hours?
No. No, that usually doesn't happen unless I'm drinking alcohol.
Ah, yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
You are right now.
So, we're almost there. We're almost to the walk of death. We're not even up to the killings yet, but we're almost there. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. It was around this time his relationships with his neighbors began to deteriorate, and his resentment grew over what he regarded as derogatory remarks made about my character. And I guess people he was one of those guys that he was strutting down this thing, like, yeah, I'm a soldier. What are you gonna do about it? Huh? I'm not gay. I'll suck your dick.
You're disrespecting.
Why are you looking at me saying that?
You're disrespecting the soldier.
Hey, you know that guy actually became a soldier? That kid actually became a soldier?
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah,
He idolized them, like, of course he's gonna become a soldier.
The event prior to the killings, he went to a movie theater in Philadelphia, where he sat through several shows before returning home at 3 a.m. And the reason that he sat through those several shows is because he went to go meet another man for another night on the town. Well, he got caught up in traffic trying to get up there to see them. And the guy that he was going to meet, you know, he just got tired and left before Unruh showed up. So, Unruh was kind of discouraged, because at this point, Unruh is just using people for his own pleasures. He doesn't show any compassion to anybody. He's just fucking around on dudes. He's just going around screwing over his mother, screwing over his brother. He's just using them for his own gain at this point. Still hoarding his medals of trophies that he's got from the war. And at this time, like it was just fucking insane on all the shit that he was doing. Well, but it was after he sat through several showings of these movies, he returned home about 3 a.m. And it was the following morning that he decided to commit the rampage. Because when he got home, the gate that his mother put up for him had been torn down by a bunch of kids that he thought was the neighbors. The neighbor with the kid with the horn, when they had nothing to do with it.
Rip.
This gate was the final straw.
Oh, shit.
This is where things are going to get a little interesting. Both his brother, James, and his father, Samuel, and decided that Howard's wartime experiences had changed him, making him moody, nervous, and detached. Although James also pointed out to the ongoing feud his brother had with having his neighbors, the pharmacist, Mercy Cohen, and his possible triggered killing spree. For several months, he had been engaged in a dispute with Cohen, relating to use of the pharmacy's backyard as a means to access his apartment. This, the whole gate thing. And then when he came home to find that gate, that's when it happened. He got some sleep at 3 a.m. He was just like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. Tomorrow's the day. And he sat there and stewed for a little bit before he fell asleep. He woke back up at 7 a.m. on September 6th of 1949. Unruh ate breakfast prepared by his mother, who then left to visit a neighbor, Carolina Penner, at around 9:20 a.m. Armed with his Luger P08, an 8-round magazine, and more ammunition stored in his pockets, he left his apartment and walked out onto the River Road. Unruh first stopped by the shop of the shoemaker, John Pillicrick, whom he shot and killed instantly, shot him right in the face. He next visited the barber shop, Clark Hoover, who was cutting the hair of a 6-year-old boy. Hoover noticed the gun and tried to shield the boy, but it was too late. He shot and killed the boy after hitting him dead in the forehead. And then shot Hoover in the back. And then, as he was laying there on the floor, shot him in the face, killing both of them instantly. He then ran to the River Road Pharmacy, intending to kill Maurice Cohen. Outside, he encountered James Hutton, an insurance man. Unruh asked him to excuse him, but he didn't move fast enough for the gunman's liking, so he shot and killed him out of just pure not moving. Upon entering the drugstore, he found it to be empty. He then proceeded to the rear of the premises, where he had witnessed Maurice and his wife Rose running up the stairs into the apartment. Once in the apartment, Maurice climbed through the window and onto the porch roof. Meanwhile, Rose hid in a closet after putting their son, Charles, who was 12 at the time, in a separate closet. Unruh, however, discovered the closet Rose was hiding in and shot it 3 times through the door, instantly killing Rose. Walking across the apartment, he spotted Maurice. He spotted Maurice's mother, Minnie, who was 63, trying to call the police. He shot her multiple times in the back and left her for dead. He then followed Maurice onto the porch and shot him in the back, and as he fell to the pavement below, he was dead on impact. Charles, the little boy, was still hiding in the closet and managed to keep quiet just enough to escape, and he still lived throughout the day. I think he's still alive today, actually. Unruh then went back to the River Road, where he walked in the middle of the road and he causing a sedan to slow for fear of hitting him. Unruh walked up to the car and shot the driver, instantly killing him, causing the car to careen into the sidewalk. He then visited the tailor shop, Thomas Dingo, the only one of Unruh's intended targets who survived his murder spree. Zergrino was absent, but his wife Helga was there and was shot and killed by the gunman. Unruh then made his way to the food store. He found the door locked and pried through it. Failing to injure anyone inside, he approached a car waiting at the intersection and shot everyone inside. They were just waiting at a red light. Helen Wilson and her son John, and her mother Emma. The two women died instantly, and the boy died later in the hospital. Watching all this commotion going on, watching all this happening in the street, a toddler was at a window. It was a little 2-year-old. He looked up and saw the 2-year-old, instantly shooting him and killing the toddler. For no reason other than the toddler was just sitting there watching them. The child's caregiver, Irene Rice, collapsed upon witnessing the shooting and was treated for severe shock. Unruh would later claim that he didn't know who he saw on the window and whether he hit him or not. As another car came down the street, he shot at the occupants, Charles Peterson and James Crawford. They survived and managed to escape to a nearby tavern, the same one Roxy Del Marco had found refuge in. Another witness, William McNeely, saw a man run into the tavern and shot at Unruh, and it apparently shot Unruh in the ass. Unruh had blood running down his leg. At this point, he was just like, when it hit him, he was just like, oh, a sting. He literally was powering through it like it was nothing. And then finally, all of these shootings took place within 13 minutes. 13 minutes. A minute per person. And at the same time, the last bit was he came in, he just randomly stormed into somebody's house because their door was open. It was a hot day. And started shooting at people, but thankfully he only hit them in the arm and hit one in the leg. And then when he went to go shoot at their face, he had ran out of bullets. He was completely out. Then you could finally hear the sirens in the background. The man who shot him in the ass said, well, I could have ended it right there, but I just couldn't. Because you can see, this is our human instinct. We just can't take the life of another person. It's just that hard. So hearing the police sirens in the distance, Unruh returned to his apartment, which was soon surrounded by police, and gunfire ensued. During this, a journalist, Philip Buxton, looked his name up in the telephone book and called him while he was getting shot at. The conversation read as this. Jesus. Is this Howard? Yes. What is the last name of the party you want? Unruh. Pause. What's the last name of the party you want? Unruh. I am a friend, and I want to know what they are doing to you. They're not doing a damn thing to me, but I'm doing plenty to them. The shooting, you can hear it in the background of the call. How many of you killed, Unruh? I don't know yet, because I haven't counted them. But it looks like a pretty good score. Why are you killing people? I don't know. I can't answer that yet. I'm too busy. And then he hangs up. This man's fucking insane. Mm-hmm. The gunfire ended.
Don't you realize?
Holy fuck.
This is fucking crazy. The gunfire ended when the police threw two tear gas bombs into the apartment. The second one ignited, filling the room up with gas. And then he just walked out with his hands up. He didn't even fire back. And then he went into interrogation.
Of course, he was out of bullets.
You're not wrong. Under police investigation or interrogation, Unruh gave malicious accounts to his actions, which was later released by Camden County prosecutor Mitchell Cohen. Only at the end of the interrogation did police discover that he had a bullet wound still in his ass. During this time, as he was being interrogated, he was still bleeding out from his ass from the bullet wound.
Jesus.
And he was just sitting there talking to him, calm and collected.
It was still so high on fucking adrenaline.
Yeah. He was
steroid. I was like, no, that's not the fucking.
I know how adrenaline feels. It really numbs the pain. Story behind that, how I know about that was because I was like, oh, that's a really nice stick. I wanted to make it into something, so I had a chisel. My hand slipped, and that caught my adrenaline to skyrocket, and then I split my thumb.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, I really didn't feel anything when it happened. I was like, oh, well, shit, I don't feel anything. It's fine. Later after the adrenaline reared off, I was like,
damn.
This kind of hurts. Oh, my mama.
Mama.
So he was subsequently taken to the Cooper Hospital for treatment.
Bad hangnail too.
Ooh. While his 13th victim, John Wilson, lay dying at the same hospital, he was being treated for his ass wound. Charges were filed for 13 counts of willful and malicious slayings with malicious afterthought, and 3 counts of atrocious assault and battery. He was eventually diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia by psychologists and was found to be insane, making him immune to the criminal prosecution. Now, this is kind of where I'm like, nah. He was just an evil son of a bitch, because in the 90s, he was just sitting there at that hospital, grunting and going on and be like, "Yo, you guys over it yet? 'Cause I'm over it. Can I go home?" Like, and they were just like, if you go, they're gonna prosecute you and you're gonna be trialed. You're gonna go to trial. And he was just like, and he just played his cards. He kept playing like he was insane, and he stayed at that hospital until he eventually died. In 2009.
That's what dude. People right now are so dumb, because the justice system right now is like, okay, you killed 19 people. You just go, you're like, yeah, I heard voices. You're like, oh, you're insane. Hospital.
Yeah. Unruh's last public words, made during an interview with a psychologist, were, "I'd have killed 1,000. And I would kill 1,000 more if I had enough bullets."
Also, it was 13, so...
Unruh killed 13 and injured 3. Those killed and their ages are listed. John Joseph Pilrick, 27. Maurice Martin Smith, 6. Clark Hoover, 33. James Hutton, 45. Rose Cohen, 38. Minnie Cohen, 63. Dr. Maurice J. Cohen, 39. Alvin Day, 24. Thomas Hamilton, 2. Helga, I'm going to butcher this name. Helga Zagrino, 28. Emma Matlick, 68. Helen Wilson, 37. And John Wilson, 9. He killed 3 children.
Because he was a deranged son of a
He
bitch.
was a deranged son of a bitch. But he died in 2009 after spending all of his life in a mental hospital. And that right there is the story of Howard Unruh.
I mean, it wasn't in prison, but it was pretty much the same thing. Like, it still
Kinda.
didn't.
I still think he
They
should
were
have got
outside,
fucking
was-
fried. I think he should have got fried.
Yeah, oh yeah. He should have been fucking murdered on the spot.
Yeah.
That's why I could never be a fucking police officer. It's like, interrogation, did you kill them? Yes. Pow!
Yeah. It's like
Ciao.
I can't stand for the fact that the babies, the toddlers, I can't fucking stand that at all. That really hits a spot on my side where I just want to. That makes me go insane. It makes me want to murder a murderer. So I'm just.
Oh Lord.
It's like the stories about like
The FBI wants to know your location now.
child rapists and things like that. They get in prison, and they're like, I don't feel safe here because I get beat up by other inmates. So like, oh, we're just gonna like move you to a safer ward. It's like, no, he deserves to be where he is. If he's getting beat up because he raped kids or whatever, you deserve to be beat up. You deserve
every
to
single bit of
die.
it. Yeah, absolute pieces
Oh, yeah.
of trash. But you know what we forgot to do, guys? I guess I'll just splice this up in the middle.
Meme of the week.
Meme of the week. So
Meme of the week. Let's do this right now.
We'll do it right now.
We can't see it, so.
It's the meme. Meme of the week. So so no one really voted for anything. What do you guys think? Who deserves meme of the week?
Hold on. Wait, I have my phone with me.
Yeah, let me look.
I mean, I posted mine in there, so I can't really vote.
I can't vote.
Don't vote for yourselves, yeah, obviously. According to the Bluebells, don't think I might be doing something reckless.
Theme is Southern.
There was only actually 2 things that were Southern.
Yeah. I mean, I like the what in tarnation.
Yeah, what in tarnation? What in tarnation? Or what about all residents to stay home until further notice? Whole state of Texas, or what?
Well, the reason why I don't really care for that one is because it has the Reddit watermark.
I mean, I'm gonna get rid of the Reddit watermark.
Okay. But yeah, it's okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have the or what than the fucking what intonation.
What intonation?
It's an actual meme. This one's just like, yeah. I'd rather have the or what.
Incarnation.
What intonation?
I like the quarantine day 5 one.
Quarantine day 5.
Narrows.
This Bluebell's dumb thick.
Bluebell dumb thick. I might do something reckless. You know what? All these memes, the ones that all of our favorites this week are just gonna be posted up. So you guys, there they were up on the screen. So with all that being said, guys, that's gonna actually end us up. That was the story of Howard Unruh. Don't go out and killing people. Let's make it through the fucking.
It's not always a given. It's always not gonna be like scary stories or fucking like murderer stories. Like we're gonna vary. We're gonna try and cover as many subjects as we can. So
exactly. I mean,
ice.
You wait.
Next
So
time it might be
the whole
lighthearted.
next episode is gonna be about your ass.
No, I was joking. Don't take me serious. I'm fucking lost in my own drunkenness.
The whole next episode is how thick is cheese, but cheese won't be here to defend himself.
How thick is cheese?
Is cheap. Yeah.
Dummy thick. That's what I tell you,
Dummy
Mom.
thick.
Actually, true story. My own stepmom is jealous of my ghetto booty.
That is way too much info.
I might do something reckless, guys.
I
All right.
And then. Word.
With that being said, we're gonna let the streamers go do their streaming, guys. You all enjoy the rest of your day. We will see you all on the next episode next Friday. So, wait, yeah. Meme of the week this week. I want a collective. Who all want, like? What do y'all want for meme of the week?
Or what?
405.
Or what?
No.
Cheese wants mine,
no.
so I want mine too.
As a what should this week's theme be? We already got or what?
Oh.
Oh.
But we do.
You all just fucking died. How about we do cursed images?
Or since we did murder story today, it should be like murder team.
Murder theme. I can get behind that.
There's not a lot of memes.
You're not wrong.
Oh, you think?
I don't know. There might be.
There's a lot about school shootings.
Okay, wait.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Okay.
We're kind of pushing it there, though.
Wait, do not use the meme I'm gonna say. There's a meme. It's
murder.
A fucking killer running after somebody, and he's like,
but still.
he's like, fuck, I lost him. Somebody wants to rape me.
So
And you just hear the other guy's like.
All right, so this week's theme is gonna be murder. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to always hell yourselves.
Already been there, Chief.
Peace, you beautiful bastards.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Who fucking did it? Who did the good? That was little cat.
Alright, you're getting cut it out.